Good afternoon. This is my informative speech about service animals and the rights that they have. I know that in 2018, service animals and emotional support animals became really big in the news. I mean, we did get to read about a woman who tried bringing her pet peacock onto a plane. 2018 was a wild year for sure. This topic is really important to me specifically because I've had an emotional support animal and I currently have a service dog. And being with these types of animals, I know what it's like for the few people to actually ruin it for those who need these services from these animals. So throughout this speech, I hope to inform you about the rights that these animals have and hopefully try to get you to realize that this is important. In doing so, I'll be touching base on ESA and service animals. To start, I would like to focus on emotional support animals. Defined by the Animal Legal Center, these are companion pets that provide a therapeutic benefit for those with a disability. They're usually cats or dogs that are certified to be a ESA. These do not require any training, and because of that, due to the ADA, they have placed a barrier in which they do not have full access. However, you can still get their pet fee waived when you are flying on an airplane or get an apartment, hotel room. You are able to bring them into restaurants and stores and public places. You just don't have full access like a service dog would, who has the proper training to do so. Like I said, I've had an emotional support dog. He was the best thing ever. However, I got refused service a lot. I mean, like I said, I can still go into public places such as a restaurant or a store with my dog. My dog had on a vest and a tag that stated that he was an emotional support medical dog, which he was fully certified for. And I was still refused service. That's illegal. However, there are people who have realized that certifying your animal as an emotional support, one, is really cheap to do. Two, it's not that hard to do it. And you get a lot of benefits as in like your fees get waived. So when somebody wants to ride an airplane with their dog, they certify their dog and try to get their dog on for free. Well, that's great for you, but that ruins my actual need for my dog to be sitting on my lap during an airplane ride because I have terrible anxiety. Next, I would like to talk about service dogs. The ADA defines a service animal as an animal that is individually trained to perform a task or duty to benefit those with a disability. Federal law states that a person accompanied by these animals are allowed full access. And this simply means that they can go anywhere and everywhere that the typical customer is not allowed. There are questions that come with having a service animal. For instance, people who are in businesses or any public places can go up to you and ask you questions. And the two most popular questions that a person can ask somebody with a service animal or even an emotional support animal is, what is this animal trained to do? And is this a service animal? There are questions that a lot of people ask those with service animals that are actually illegal to ask the person. For instance, I was asked what my disability was. That's illegal. You can't ask that. You also can't ask for medical documentation, which I was asked. Medical documentation, as in like what my diagnosis was, and my prescriptions and everything that my dog was trained to provide me with. No, you can't ask that. That's illegal against federal law. Um, Even though the ADA suggests that you don't need your ID card, your medical documentation, or your training certificates, I highly suggest that you still carry that on you. I mean, just based on my own personal experience, I have now made it a habit of keeping it on me. Of course, you have to have the vest and the ID tag for your dog. When I say ID tag that you don't need it, it's my specific tag, because when you register, you get one for yourself, a handler ID tag, and you get one for your dog. Your dog has to wear the vest and has to have the ID tag on themselves at all times, and to at least decrease a little bit of shame and refusal of service in the future. In conclusion, I really hope that you learned a little bit more about these types of animals. These animals are really beneficial to those with disabilities. I have lived with an ESA animal, and I currently live with a service animal. And as a person who has a disability, I need this animal with me at all times. And because people are unaware or people are refusing service illegally, I am not able to go places that I can and I'm allowed to go to because of that. It really puts a damper on my own life, because this is something that I need and something that I have to live with. So I really hope that this brought some light into your world about these animals. And thank you for listening to my speech.